If he hadn't let me go, I might never have discovered the truth about my parents' quiet legacy. For 3 decades, I gave everything I had to that restaurant business. I opened the doors before sunrise, stayed long after closing, handled suppliers, balanced the books, trained staff, and smoothed over every crisis. The owner used to call me his rock, the backbone of his success. Then one morning, he strolled in wearing a gleaming new watch and a smug grin. "Janet," he said smoothly, "you've done wonders here, but it's time to bring in some younger energy." Younger energy. The words hit harder than I expected. 30 years of loyalty erased by a single phrase. He didn't even have the decency to thank me properly. Just handed me an envelope and said, "You'll land on your feet." That night, I sat alone in my small apartment, staring at the box of things I'd taken from my desk. My life's work, reduced to a few folders and a nameplate. I felt invisible, used up and discarded. Then I remembered something, an old savings account my parents had opened for me when I was a child. I'd forgotten all about it, assuming it held maybe a few $100s. Enough, perhaps, to help with rent until I found another job. The next morning, I went to the bank. The teller typed in my information, paused, then looked at me with wide eyes. "Ma'am," she said quietly, "you've never withdrawn from this account before?" I shook my head, confused. She turned the screen toward me. My heart nearly stopped. My parents hadn't just saved money. They'd invested. Decades ago, they bought stock in a small coffee company. That company was now a global giant. In an instant, my world changed. I wasn't broke. I wasn't lost. I was wealthy, far beyond anything I'd imagined. I laughed until tears came, not because of the money, but because of the irony. The man who said I was too old had just freed me to start over on my own terms. 6 months later, my new restaurant opened 2 blocks from his flagship. I designed it differently, modern, welcoming, with the best people he'd ever undervalued now working for me. On opening night, the line stretched down the street. I watched from my office as his restaurant sat nearly empty. 2 weeks later, he barged into mine, furious. "You think you can steal my customers?" he snapped. I smiled and handed him a menu. "I didn't steal them. They came back to the person who actually built your success." He glared. "You'll regret this." I leaned forward. "Doubt it. Starting next week, I'll be buying out your suppliers." He blinked. "You can't afford that." "Oh, I can," I said softly, "because I'm not just a woman you fired. I'm the woman who can buy your entire company before breakfast." He left without another word. 2 months later, his restaurant shut down. I renamed my chain 55. The age he said I was too old to matter. Now it's a symbol of second chances, strength, and quiet revenge served with style.